every morning with drive. Being on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble.
Hello and welcome into the Rookie Prospect Profile Series. This is a Zilla Fantasy Elite production. Today we're going to be looking at wide receiver Jha'Quan Jackson in the wide receiver machine learning models. Can Jha'Quan Jackson go from 6th round draft pick, number 182 overall, to become a fantasy darling, or is he destined to ride on the waiver wires, never to be played in anyone's fantasy roster? Don't miss out on the insights from our advanced algorithms, which will tell you the answers. Jha'Quan Jackson comes into the league, as I had mentioned, 182 overall draft choice of the Tennessee Titans, 5'9", 188 pounds, ran a 4.42 in the 40-yard dash, which is pretty solid, but at 188 pounds, that's what you would want to see. Let's hop into their first year predictions and see what those look like. Unfortunately for Jha'Quan Jackson, the machine learning model says this profile isn't very prolific. 32nd best overall. We see a very, very large portion of his predictions coming in between that 2.2 to 3.8 range. Not somebody that you're going to want on your fantasy squad, although the maximum output at 11.41 is the 17th best in the class. So let's go take a peek at those numbers. Who's hovering around 3 fantasy points per game as a rookie? Roger Lewis, DJ Chark, Tyler Johnson, Van Jefferson, Kyle Phillips, Travis Rudolph, Robert Herron, Dontia Dye, Quentin Patton, Brian Edwards, Shelton Gibson, Braxton Miller, Miles White, Taywan Taylor, and Chad Hansen. Not super great there, but the maximum output of 11.41 is pretty solid. Let's go up and look at that. That's going to be close to the top 40 out of the last 11 draft classes. Some names in that particular range: Christian Watson, DK Metcalf, Steph Diggs, Sterling Shepard, Allen Robinson, Jarvis Landry, Preston Williams, Derrick Rogers, Laviska Shenault, and Devonta Smith in their rookie seasons. Not bad there if he reaches a ceiling, but on the Titans with their squad that they have there, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, probably not going to happen. Not in year one anyway. So hopefully he's got a little bit better outlook for year 2. What does that look like? Yeah, unfortunately, we see him take an almost entire full point downwards in his mean and median. One of the worst in the class here, 41 overall. He was number 39 in the class. Even that maximum output now 36th in the class. Not very good here. Obviously, somebody you're going to want to keep on your waiver wires, but let's go look at this 2 to 2.5 point range. See if there's any second-year players who are in that range that maybe ended up doing well later on in their career. We have all these players in between 2 and 2.5 starting from the bottom. Devin Street, Devin Tompkins, Jamarcus Bradley, Russell Shepard, Bruce Ellington, Diami Brown, Chris Lacey, Alex Erickson, Bobo Wilson, Mike Thomas, Kendall Hinton, Amari Rogers, and Quentin Patton. So rough. Not anybody in that range performed well at any point in their career for fantasy purposes. The maximum output of 7.6, hovering around that range. We have Gabe Davis, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Corey Brown, Paris Campbell, Jahan Dotson, Corey Coleman, and Rico Gafford in their second seasons, all in between 7.3 and 7.87. Big wolf so far. Are we going to see any improvement out of Jha'Quan Jackson heading into year 3? Barely over the 3 mark here in the mean and median. Again, in the mid-30s here for the ranking, getting into be one of the worst in the particular class. Maximum output 34th ranked at 9.49. As you can imagine, these are not good numbers. We're probably not going to find very good year 3 players here hovering around the 3 fantasy point per game mark. These are in between 2.8 and 3.22. Auden Tate, Kaderil Hodge, Philip Dorsett, Chris Moore, Jerron Brown, Kaysen Williams, Freddie Swain, Equinamia St. Brown, Marlon Brown, and Jeff Janis. It's Big Wolf, the 9.49 ceiling. We're looking at guys in that range. Juju Smith-Schuster in his 3rd season dropped down to that. Marcus Wheaton, Alan Hearns, KJ Osborne, Terrence Williams, Cortland Sutton, and Alan Lazard, all kind of in that range. But again, that's a ceiling outcome for Jha'Quan Jackson. If he sticks around with the Tennessee Titans by this point, if he's had that rough of a career, he's probably off the team. But let's go look at year 4, see if there's any improvement. And unfortunately, pretty much stagnant there. So really hovering around the 2 to 3.5 fantasy point per game range for mean and median. A guy that you should not draft in your rookie drafts. Leave them on the waiver wires. As I've been saying in a lot of these videos, pick up the running backs that have an opportunity if somebody gets injured in front of them to impress. They'll gain in value, where these wide receivers probably won't even perform well if they're given an opportunity in a game due to injuries. Targets are earned, and in order to earn them, you need to get open. This is looking like he won't be one of those guys. So the players hovering in the 2.8 to 3.3 fantasy points per game range: Jalen Guyton, Scotty Miller, Cody Core, Freddie Martino, DeAnthony Thomas, Malik Turner, and Laquan Treadwell. Woof, woof, and woof on that. 7.1 maximum output. You don't even want that on your squad, and this is his ceiling outcome. People in this particular range: Demarcus Robinson, Bruce Ellington, John Brown, Greg Dortch, Philip Dorsett, KJ Osborne, and Josh Reynolds. Probably not somebody that you're going to want ever starting on your roster if their ceiling is a Greg Dortch or Philip Dorsett. Keep them off your roster. That's going to do it for this fantasy outlook and this prospect profile on Mr. Jha'Quan Jackson. This is presented by Zilla Fantasy Elite. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.